Okay, so it's Friday, 4th. Normally I would have done an edit of the stuff for this week, but it's been an absolute mare of a day. So I'm just gonna, I don't know, thrash it all out in one hit and just verbal dump on you guys. So first things first, the kiddie game, much better. I know they probably weren't at their best. But I still think we did, we did enough. Improved, impressed. New additions, obviously making, doing what they're supposed to do. Really, you don't want to bring people in and then not have an impact. So I think that's pretty good from a manager's point of view. I bet he's pleased about that. And it's always good to see improvement. I think, as we said before, we weren't overly concerned about where we were in the table because of the number of games that still got to get played. That said, game tomorrow, need to keep that momentum going, and we need to win. We need to get some points on the board, and keep that momentum. It's a cliche, but winning is a state of mind. I've seen it before with squads that when we've played okay and lost, and then you lose another game, then you lose another game. You can see it creep into the player's mindset, and winning's the same. When you the season we won the league, we were last minute winner, because the guys just had the belief that they were going to go on and win games, and that has to be bred. You've got to build that confidence. You've got to know that you're capable of achieving that, and that requires us to keep doing the things that we're doing. So yeah, that was a positive for the week. Okay, so the next thing to cover off is obviously people were wanting to know why it took us so long to work out how many fans we can have in. So obviously the government's saying you can have half your capacity. That's not how it works in the National League pyramid. So the COVID guys had their chitty chat on Tuesday, Zoom meeting, as with all things these days must be a Zoom. So they did a Zoom call, and works out that we have to stick with our COVID capacity. So obviously, prior to fans not being allowed in, Greg, Mick and David had worked out what our COVID capacity is based on how much space we've got, how many seats we've got, how many people can stand here, and social distancing, and all those wonderful things. And we came up with a COVID capacity. Because we've not had a game, we've not been able to test our protocols, the league then saying to us we need to do a test event. So in a test event you can have half of your COVID capacity. So that's where we got the number we have at the moment. So we're 700 and something. Then those protocols need to be ratified by the Kettering Borough Council, so the local authority have to ratify those. Once we've got an okay from them, we have to send that documentation off to the National League and then say, okay, away you go, you're happy. And that happened on Thursday. For those of you who have had season tickets, you'll know that we've always had an electronic turnstile. So even you guys that go through and you're paying cash, it's actually being tapped into an electronic system, and the turnstile that the season ticket holders go through, they scan their barcode. So we've always had the ability to do that. And obviously with a COVID environment, we do not want people arriving that can't enter the ground because they haven't got a ticket. But we didn't have a system whereby we could link up our turnstile solution with what was going on Tinternet. So we decided to write one. So we did that and tested it Thursday, all tickety-boo, fantastic, brilliant. Rather than launch yesterday, because of the weather forecast today, we decided we'd wait. And for those of you who are in a tech environment, trust me, this is giving techies more time is not good, because all they did last night was they tinkered and unfortunately didn't test. So weather forecast said it was going to stop raining at 12. 12 o'clock comes around, pitch is looking pretty okay, light drizzle, expecting it to dip off. Great, let's release the tickets, and lo and behold, doesn't work. So that's cock up number one. No one tested it, and what they'd done yesterday, last night and pushed this morning. You didn't get an ID, so you couldn't check out. Great, no problem. Let's fix that. So not a difficult fix. Go in and do that. Second time round, bash that out. There you go. Job's a good one. But by fixing the first thing, actually broke the email side of things. So you were buying multiple tickets and you weren't getting all the attachments. Everybody that comes in has to have an individual. It's like going on an airplane. You might buy 5 flight tickets on one card, but everyone gets their own individual pass, and that's the same as the system that we've got. And that cocked up, so that had to be fixed. So you sit there and you're pulling your hair out. It's an absolute nightmare, and you can understand from a fan's perspective what it's not experience you want. First of all, you're happy just to be going back into the ground, and then you have a nightmare. You don't know whether you've been charged, whether you've got all this. So totally get it. Total complete cock up. To be fair to the club, nothing to do with the club. It was totally our fault. As I said, we just from something that was working, people just had to tinker with it, and it's not good enough, and I apologise to fans of that, but hopefully that's all been resolved as of now. And then you get the situation where it doesn't stop bloody raining at 12 o'clock, so then you have to have the possibility of a pitch inspection. Probably one of the most frustrating days I've had for a while, to be fair. Personal opinion, I've seen the pitch. I'll put up some pictures from the pitch this morning as a last bit. There is some water in there, but it's puddles. It's not nowhere near the lakes and duck ponds that we've had at Latimer Park before. I understand why the club feel that there's a need to do a pitch inspection. They've got to travel a long way tomorrow. They get on their coach at 8:30, and you don't want a problem. I personally don't think it's an issue. You could have forked what we had there right now. It would have been perfect. But it's just not the way not the way that it works. We can't have the situation where they don't know whether they're going to travel or not. We leave it to the last minute and it's a cock up. And with the weather, if it completely blitzes and lashes it down, then Latimer Park will be a wash with water. But personal opinion, from what I've seen. The forecast when I left the club earlier on, everything was starting to ease off. We're not due to get any more more rain than I'm aware of anyway, so it should all be tickety-boo and we should be good to go. So apologies to fans for the complete nightmare of trying to get a ticket. It shouldn't really be that difficult, but hopefully I'll see you all tomorrow.